Are we ready, folks? Ready. Okay. Call this meeting of February 14th to order. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And we had a Valentine's present from Councilman Williams, who brought us a cookie from McDonald's. So what a great deal.
I got you right here, baby.
She was late. She was late, so we didn't give her one.
My feelings were hurt.
Anyway, the meeting's to order. Please call the roll. I'll shut up.
Gray.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Next item, the approval of minutes of January 24th regular session.
I move we approve January 24th, 2022 regular session meeting.
Second.
Gray.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. First item on the ordinance is Bill 2022-09, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute amendment number 2 to the state block grant agreement with Missouri Department of Transportation Commission to replace edge lighting on runway 18/36 at the Mexico Memorial Airport. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. This is an amendment to the agreement for the airport lighting project. They are giving us some more money, so to help us pay for the project. Cover the details, Russell Runch.
Good evening, Council. As Bruce mentioned, last year we began working on this edge lighting project that you had approved. There were a few other things that we needed to add to it. This is a second amendment that we've done. Those funds that you approved were in April of 2020. And that was Amendment 1 was for $229,235. The level of funding that was originally approved by the Commission is not sufficient to cover all these costs for this lighting project, and they've awarded an additional sum not to exceed $5,830 in this Amendment 2. The amount of the grant, $5,830, and the initial amount of local matching funds provided by the city is not to be less than $648, which is 10%. These funds available to cover this additional cost in the 2021-22 budget. Staff recommends council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance.
So edge lighting's important on a runway?
It is.
Okay.
Especially when it's as old as it was on 1836.
Mainly at night.
Mainly at night. I move for first reading of bill number 2022-09.
Second.
Gray.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Under resolutions, first
I
resolution.
better read that.
Second.
I was going to read. Can I read it?
In a hurry.
Bill number 2022-09, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute amendment number 2 to the state block grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Transportation Commission to replace edge lighting on runway 18/36 at the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for second reading of bill number 2022-09.
Second.
Gray.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Bill number 2022-09, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute amendment number 2 to the state block grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Transportation Commission to replace edge lighting on runway 18/36 at the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for passage of bill number 2022-09.
Second. Second.
Gray.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Okay, now, resolutions. So first resolution is bill number 2022-10, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract of obligation with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources regarding estimated post-closure expenditures of City of Mexico's Sanitary Landfill. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. This is an annual agreement, resolution that we do with the Department of Natural Resources in order to make sure that they consider us to have funds appropriate for closure. And we did close the landfill 23, 24 years ago, so we're getting closer to the end of the 30-year deal. To cover the where we're at with this, Roger Haynes.
Good evening. In 1998, the city closed a sanitary landfill and began a 30-year post-closure process as required and regulated by the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. As part of the post-closure process, the City of Mexico does prepare an estimate of annual and cumulative costs related to post-closure activities and submits this report to MDNR. As in past years, staff will submit the executed contract for obligation along with the updated financial assurance instrument to MDNR, noting a potential post-closure cost estimate of $106,933. As of this past fiscal year end, the city has $168,818 in the post-closure fund. Given the success of our post-closure funding, the city will be able to enter into a contract for obligation without being directed to expend funds to purchase an insurance policy, naming MDNR as an additional insured for the estimated post-closure expenditures. Staff recommends council proceed by reading by title only and passage of the resolution authorizing the city manager to enter and sign an agreement of contract of obligation with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
I move for a reading of bill number 2022-10.
A second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Bill number 2022-10, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract of obligation with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources regarding estimated post-closure expenditures for the City of Mexico Sanitary Landfill. I move for passage of bill number 2022-10.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes. Bill 2022-11, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an extension to the city on-call maintenance service agreement with Plan B Development. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor, as the title says, this is renewal of a current contract, and to cover the details, Kenzie Russell.
Plan B Development is a local contractor, has been our on-call contractor through a previous cycle, and this is actually the second cycle that we have had with them. They primarily help us with spot repairs on sanitary sewers. They also help with some street patching from time to time, and probably the largest project that they've done for us was the replacement of the storm sewer line on North Clark Street. I believe that was 2 years ago now that they helped us with that. The work has been satisfactory. They indicated to us that there would be no change in the hourly equipment or labor rate, and so we're recommending that the council read by title and pass the resolution approving the extension.
Okay. I move for first reading of bill number 2022-11.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Bill number 2022-11, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an extension to the city's on-call maintenance services agreement with Plan B Development. I move for passage of bill number 2022-11.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes. Other business, staff reports, approval of a depository banking service. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor, every 4 years, the city does go out to request proposals for banking services from our local banks, and this is the time we've, again, have done that. And Roger Haynes will cover all the bidding and what we have recommended.
In early December, requests for proposals were sent to the Mexico area banks and advertised in Mexico Ledger for depository banking services for a 4-year period beginning this April 1, 2022 and running through March 31st, 2026. We did receive proposals from Commerce Bank, Central Bank of Audrain County, First State Community Bank, and the Bank of Missouri. Their proposals consisted of 3 parts: services provided, fee for services, and the interest rate to be paid on the collected balances of all city accounts established. Proposals for cost of services have been annualized to the extent necessary to make a fair comparison from bank to bank. Proposals for calculating an interest rate varied in method from bank to bank, and in some cases, the type of accounts established. Central Bank of Authorizing County presented 3 separate interest calculation options, and spreadsheets, of course, have been enclosed for council's review. Based on analysis of investment rate proposals received, services provided, associated fees, and financial strength, staff determined the bid package from Central Bank of Authorizing County to be the overall best bid for the city, regardless of which of the 3 investment options we finally utilize. Under their proposal, the city will not incur any typical bank fees, check or order fees, or deposit slip supply fees, and every dollar collected on the account balances will earn interest. Special requests by the city for account research exceeding 1 hour may be assessed a fee based on the bank's standard rate, but this would be rare, and the rate is currently $40 per hour. All deposits will be insured or backed through the combination of FDIC, U.S. Treasuries, municipal bonds, and/or U.S. agencies meeting both Missouri state statutes and the City of Mexico's investment policy. Staff recommends that council award the depository banking services agreement with Central Bank of Authorizing County for the period April 1, 2022 through March 31st, 2026. And I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Which option are you thinking? Because it's pretty clear, the Fed's made it clear it's going to start raising rates this year.
That is absolutely correct. We've narrowed that down. Bruce and I have discussed this. We've narrowed that down between option 2 and 3. And with the Fed making an announcement on their thoughts on rate increases on March 16th, that will give us some time to make the best guess. One, on what kind of a rate increase they might propose on March 16th, and if there's any hint of how many more rate increases they might have over the next year or two, that would give us a better idea of which of those 2 options to pull from and invest our money.
So we have 90 days before we have to actually, when I was reading it, we have, 90 days to...
Right. My intent would be is to open some of these accounts with a 0 balance so that we can start the check ordering process. And then pull the money from the current bank to Central Bank of Authorizing County on April 1. That way we can base our rate on what the rates are delivered through the Fed funds in March, which I think will most likely be greater than they are now. When you're, December versus January, we've already seen a jump from those 2 months in the interest.
And our present bank is?
It is the Bank of Missouri.
Bank of Missouri, right.
We've been with them since 2013, and prior to that, we were with First National Bank, which of course now is Central Bank.
Sounds like you're thinking ahead, because I was just curious, because option 1 sounds like a horrible option right now with everything that's going on. So 2 and 3 sounds good.
When this motion's made, Roger, what should then we put into motion here? How should it be worded?
That our banking depository agreement will be with Central Bank of Authorizing County.
Doesn't say that, don't state the option.
Don't state the option. Okay.
Just the
So
bank.
I'm going to I move that we award depository banking services for the period of April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2026 to Central Bank of Authorizing County for depository services. Will that be?
That'd be good.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes. Item B, staff report, purchase of a mobile data terminals for the Public Safety Department. Mr. Schlegel.
Yeah, sure. These are the actual terminals that are in the squad cars, and it's time to update and to cover the bids received. Chief Rocket.
Good evening, Council. We are several years onto the current mobile data terminals, which are virtually a laptop. And so we have advertised for bids. We received 2, one from Vernon Hills, Illinois, and one from Turnkey Mobile. And not only was the Turnkey Mobile a lesser amount in total, but also they will be able to come here and install them, which would have been an added expense with CDWG. about it for the update. If you have any other questions that I can maybe answer.
Is it basically the same equipment for each vendor?
Yes.
Same thing?
How many units will you be purchasing?
9, 8 or 9, let's see, 9, 8. 9. I'm trying to count the cars.
8 or 9? Okay.
And it is below budget, Council.
I see
I saw
that.
that, quite a bit. So I move that we purchase the mobile data terminals for the Public Safety Department from Turnkey Mobile Jeff City for $33,937.
Second.
Briggs,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes. Item C, staff report, purchase of a four-wheel drive pickup truck for the wastewater department. Mr. Slugger.
Yes, Your Honor. The next two items actually deal with purchase of vehicles, so I'm just going to have Kenzie Russell cover this one, and then we can go to the next one, but we'll, don't need to do as much introduction, so. Okay.
We actually bid both these trucks, one for wastewater, one for street department together, or at the same time, I should say. Bids are essentially alike, the difference being in the amount of trade-in from each department. For the wastewater, it's a 3/4 ton double cab, four-wheel drive vehicle. The intent is to use this to pull the camera trailer primarily and the easement machine trailer. This will allow us to get through the snow or other circumstances that we may have with that equipment. We had 4 bidders reply to our advertisement. However, 3 of them indicated that they were unable to bid because either they couldn't get the trucks or the GM or Ford or whomever had basically told them they could not bid on government equipment. And so we were able to get a bid from Don Brown Chevrolet out of St. Louis. The bid for the wastewater truck came in at a net of $23,373. Our budget was $43,500, so there's significant saving for us there. The delivery, the truck from Street Department also comes from Don Brown, and the delivery for both trucks is expected to be in the fall of 2022. The Street Department truck's also a 3/4 ton, and their trade-in is an older truck, so we didn't get quite as much for it. And I've just lost the packet here to be able to tell you the numbers. However, it did come in under budget as well.
Budget was $34,000, it's $32,373.
What are we trading in on each one?
I'm sorry.
What are we trading in on each of these?
Street Department, we're trading in a 2006 pickup truck that's got about 99,000 miles on it. Wastewater trade-in is a 2014 half-ton pickup with almost 82,000 miles on it. And that truck just doesn't quite have the oomph really to pull the trailer that we were looking for. So that's why we upped that from a half-ton to a 3/4 ton.
So, the one thing I did notice in these bids is the bid price on our sheet is the exact same price for the trucks.
That's correct. The Street Department truck has a lift tailgate, a Tommy lift tailgate, and the cost of that is the same as the cost of going to the four-wheel drive double cab for the wastewater. And we did double check with Don Brown to be sure that he hadn't made a mistake. He said, no, they're exactly the same cost.
Well, I was like, what? We get a four-wheel drive instead of a two-wheel drive, and I'm paying the same amount, so sounds good, thank you.
Move for the purchase of the four-wheel drive pickup truck for the wastewater department from Don Brown Chevrolet for a net price of $23,373.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Item,
Move for just go ahead and do
yeah,
that.
go ahead.
Move for the purchase of a two-wheel drive pickup truck for the street department from Don Brown Chevrolet for a net price of $32,373.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Next item is appointment of various boards. Mr. Slater.
Yes, Your Honor. The first is the Mexico Airport Advisory Board. Jeff Frazier and Jim Curtis's terms are up. Each have asked for reappointment. We have not received any other applications at this time. There are two positions. This is for a 3-year term, and this is an appointment by council.
Move that we appoint Jeff Frazier and Jim Curtis to the Mexico Airport Advisory Board.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
The next is the Mexico Park Board. We have actually 3 terms here. We have 2 that have asked for reappointment. Albert Long, Sue Priest, and this is for 3-year terms. We did receive an application today, but because it's not listed, we will deal with that at a later time. So this is for reappointments. This is appointed by the city manager, so I would recommend that we appoint Albert Long and Sue Priest to an additional term of 3 years, and I'd ask that the city council concur with the recommendation and motion to concur with that.
I move we concur with that recommendation.
Second.
Briggs.
Yes.
Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Question, Albert Long and Joe Long are the same?
They are.
That's what I thought so.
Albert Joe Long.
Okay, but we have two names on here. Okay, that's all of them.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills by Mr. Williams.
Briggs. Shivers.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Next item is comments. We begin with the council. Mr. Hegg.
Happy Valentine's Day. Got to attend the MMA Valentine's Ball, of course, as a worker, but that's okay. It was very nice, and it was packed. It was the biggest one that I've been to in a while. I think I've been to that's my 3rd one, so a lot of people. It seemed like a lot of maybe parents were in town or, some visitors, so good to have in our town, and that's all I had.
Mr. Williams.
First of all, there were a lot of people in town. It's great. Also, the wrestling tournament brought a lot of people to town, so it's always good for our local businesses when they have these events in town, so we appreciate that. Big old snowstorm since last time. I'll criticize, but I'll award the same way. Y'all did a really good job. I was much pleased with that. My question, though, is how are we looking on supplies? Because I'm sure that took quite a bit, that storm did.
We're still in pretty good shape. We're looking at the possible storm later this week. The temperature's going to be a little bit different, so we're going to approach it a little differently. With the extreme cold, we really didn't use as much material, even though we had 9 inches of snow. We'll probably be using a little more material on this one.
Welcome. And happy Valentine's Day. And that's all I got.
Mrs. Briggs.
Well, I want to thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, and thank you, Chris, for the cookies. And I was watching that storm on just before I got here, too, and the snow amounts are going up, and the wind is going up, and so I know it's a concern. So everybody be careful. Otherwise, I don't have anything.
Dr. Shivers.
All I'll say is happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm glad I missed the majority of the snow. I was away. But it was great to be able to drive into town that Sunday and not have too many issues. So we do appreciate everything that you guys are doing. do have a question. I know a lot of us have heard about Offenburg leaving, and so just, thinking forward, maybe we can talk about things that we can do with economic development to maybe hear those things a little bit more, so we're aware when it's happening and everything, and, maybe some things that we can do to reach out to our community and our businesses just to keep an eye on everything, pulse on things.
Mr. Slagle.
Yes, as council's aware, we awarded a contract for an elevator rehab project for City Hall. What we have found out is they should be here the week starting February 28th, so we're not sure whether they're going to be here exactly that day or not, which is our next council day. But they should be here that week anyway. But during that period of time, and they're looking at 3 to 4 weeks, that the elevator could be down as far as to rehab and get it back in shape. And those that have ridden on it or rode on it lately, how do you say that? It is.
Should we be riding?
Probably not.
As you know, it needs service.
That's what I say. I took the steps today. And I don't take steps.
We were brave today.
Wobbles.
It was there, and we both got on, and we made it. I don't have anything particular to say, except this Happy Valentine's Day. And it was a nice weather outside today.
It was.
Just stay like that all week instead of the storm be better.
That would be amazing.
At this time, we'll take public comments. If you'd like to make a comment, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and try to hold your comment to 3 minutes. Seeing no one come forward, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Gregg? Shivers?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes. Okay.
You got it.